Okay, before start to this video, spoiler alert for Godfather 2, 1 and 3. Okay, we live in an age where a lot of movies are sequels, prequels and spin-offs, and it's not a lie that many of these movies are disappointing compared to their predecessors. Some of these movies are good, like for example Incredible Dark Knight, that was honestly better than Batman Begins, but there's some like, for example, X-Men First Class that are like prequels that expanded their universe, and they done it really well. And that's what prequels should do. But there are many others who didn't live up to the hype, like Hobbit 3, Matrix 2 and 3, and of course the legendary Star Wars prequels. Alright, these movies have their own fans, for many people, me included. These movies weren't good as the movies that began their franchise. But there is one specific franchise and one specific movie that I can imagine if I watched it in a cinema back then, when it was released, I would be really angry. I'm talking about no other movie but The Godfather 3. So yeah, for many people, myself included, Godfather 1 and 2 are timeless classics, and up there with some of the best movies of all the time. To find what didn't work in Godfather 3, we must look at what made these two movies so good. Honestly, it's like everything. They're perfect. Acting is some of the best in the history of film. Both Marlon Brando and Al Pacino gave their best to these movies. I don't think there is any other movie where I find two characters that are, for me, considered some of the best in the history of the film. And their acting, it's just out of this world. Also, phenomenal supporting cast. Every character fits the story perfectly, and that's one of the things that Godfather does really well. Music also is really good, like it's iconic, really iconic music. Uh, Also, cinematography is some of the best in the history of the movie, as well as the directing. So where did Godfather 3 fail? So if I must admit, like Godfather 2 was a risky attempt itself. It was a sequel to The Godfather, the movie that was at his time probably like without doubt best movie all the time. Godfather 1 is based on a great book by Mario Puzo. It follows the book perfectly, keeping its tone and story almost perfect. And Godfather 2 didn't follow that book story because, like, Godfather 1 is a book, but Godfather 2 took a part of the book, like what happened before Godfather 1, and expanded the movie with like things that happened after Godfather 1. And Godfather 2 succeeded in what was trying to do perfectly. It really doesn't feel like a sequel. With the Godfather 1, it feels like one big 6 hours movie. Not just it has a Godfather tone, but it also follows similar story, but it doesn't feel like a copy of the Godfather 1. It has more of what you like about the first one, but it's not just that. It expanded what we already know about Corleone Empire. Half of this movie is prequel that shows rise of Vito Corleone, and I really enjoyed that part of the movie because like story is really good. It's interesting to see how Vito practically from the nothing rose his empire, and I really enjoy acting from Robert De Niro. It deserved the Oscar really. Like he and Al Pacino and Marlon Brando are like really good. Also, last 30 minutes of this movie like phenomenal, like The Godfather 1. Honestly, nobody really like expected that it could happen. That Godfather 2 can succeed at. And after Godfather 2, like I would honestly like think at that time, like, can Godfather 3 do it again? And like it didn't do it. Like it wasn't. Okay, I'll talk now about what really didn't work in Godfather 3. So yeah, I think one of the main issues is with that I have with Godfather 3 is the character of Michael Corleone. Pacino is still great as Michael, but it doesn't feel like the same character we left in the last movie. We left him as the absolute ruler of the criminal underground in the last movie, ruthless most of all. And in this movie, he wants to stop his business, to get legal, to become good. Like this scene, for example.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
You killed your brother because you cared more for a job than a family. And now you want to like they get me into that again. Like you were always in that since the first movie. Like I don't understand really these kind of scenes. And honestly, that was absolute brilliance of Michael becoming Godfather in a Godfather 1. All things that happened, like the death of Polonia, like how he killed Fredo later, how they attacked his father. These are the things that made him the Godfather. Alright, guilt of Michael is an interesting topic because it's something that we never seen before. It just isn't the same character and it's not done on the good way in this movie. Like his guilt is not like shown from the proper perspective. For example, here we see Michael argue with Connie. She almost orders him what to do, and like I remember in the last movie, she kissed his fingers because she prayed for the mercy of their brother, to Michael not to kill Fredo. And I like, you cannot order him, like it isn't the same character. This reminds me of like case of Darth Vader in Star Wars prequels, where they put the beloved character and put on him under some light that we never wanted to see this character like do these things. Like it's not the same character, but I will not argue that in like in Star Wars prequels this case is much worse. Also, one of the characters that always bothered me was character of Vincent Mancini, Sonny's bastard. Okay, so director said that Vincent is a combination of all previous male Corleone members, being ruthless like Michael, kind like Fredo, loyal like Higgins, and most of all like calculated like Vito, but much faster in his actions like his father. But the problem with this is that the character we are given is just not that interesting compared to Michael or Vito. Andy Garcia was good, I will not argue, in this good movie. Just the character he's given is not what our director tried. He feels like Sonny, with a bit of Michael's ruthless attitude, honestly. But he doesn't have that calm and calculated persona that previous Godfathers had. And also his relationship with Michael's daughter is just... it's incest, and it's another try from the writer I see. He wanted to make them related so that Vincent can make sacrifice to become Godfather. But it doesn't help you feel strange every time like they're on screen. You're like just this is not this, like this can't work like this. So yeah, these are the characters that bother me the most in this movie. And I think I will, on this note of the characters, I will end this video now. So if you like this video, please like comment what you think about this. Do you think that these things were done right or bad? And if you like this video, like and subscribe, and that will be all for this video. See you next time.